Hi everyone, it's me, Sailor Moon, Serena here, and me, Sailor Uranus, Sailor Skyworld, Amara here. And today we're gonna talk about who was good at making the Sailor Moon dolls. But really, we're gonna talk about the whole misbelief of Irwin Toy. Now, Irwin Toy was the oldest toy making business in the settled land, and it was owned by the Irwin kin for many years, at least until 2001 YL, when it was sold over to another business, and then that other business ended up going out of business and ended up putting an end to it. Now, Irwin Toy did very well at the Sailor Moon dolls. You know, first with what folks like to call the long-leered Sailor Moon dolls, between 95 to about early or late 2000, or at least 2001. The Sailor Moon dolls that some folks like to say were more beautiful came out in late 2000, late 2000 or early 2001 YL, towards the end of the Irwin kin's ownership of Irwin Toy. Irwin did a really good with the making of the clothing, the hair, and also with the tools that came with the tools that came, either that be a staff or a stick, a shape-shifting stick, or a staff or a sword of some kind. Now, with the long-leered dolls, which that's a lot of folks like to call them, the early ones, the gloves didn't always fit right. You had a hard time putting things in their hands. But with the later Irwin Toy Sailor Moon dolls, the gloves fit. They could hold things in their hands. The only downside is they couldn't fit in the stands. Yeah, the stands seem to be the only thing that never seemed to work with any of the Irwin Toy Sailor Moon dolls. No need of who was making them. You see, if you had a doll that wore boots, like I'm wearing boots, then the stands worked. But if you have a doll that wears shoes or high heel shoes, then sadly, they would not work. Sadly, it would either fall backwards, which you never understood that. So at the end of the day, Irwin wasn't good at the stands, but they were good at other things. And a lot of folks still to this day in the Sailor Moon followership still have a thought or belief over who did make the greater Sailor Moon dolls, or in their belief which ones were greater. Some folks tend to lean more to the long-leered Sailor Moon dolls made by Irwin from between 195 until 2000. Others lean towards the more beautiful Sailor Moon dolls that were made from, I guess, late 2000 to 2001 YL, towards the end of Irwin Toy's time as a business. Do you have some things to say about that? Well, yeah, I do, Sailor Moon. It's up to a belief of who likes what. And the Sailor Moon followership, you couldn't be picky. Back in the day, you could go to Hills, which became Ames. You could go to Kmart or Walmart or Toys R Us or KB Toys or wherever, and what you saw was what you get. The long-leered Sailor Moon dolls were the ones that everyone was selling at that time. And the beautiful ones came out later. Nowadays, if you're getting Sailor Moon dolls, it's whatever Amazon or Strong Woman has, whatever eBay or Etsy has. It is what it is. And you can't be picky. Half of these dolls in our gathering that you see, some of them were late Irwin makes, some of them were early Irwin makes. And it is what it is. In my belief, I believe that both Sailor Moon dolls were good. No need how Irwin was making them. Even though Sailor Moon's right, the stands never quite worked right. If you had a doll that had weird shoes or high heel shoes, then the stands would either make them fall over or lean upside down or start leaning forwards. We don't know why that is. Well, you're right about that, Sarah Yornis, Sailor Skyworld Amara. Give this film a like, share and playlist it, and we'll see you later.